Hi, Adriana. How are you today? I'm glad you were able to meet me through Zoom for our session today.
Hi, Daisy. Thanks for meeting me over Zoom. Happy to be here. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm a little sad Tom couldn't be here today. How's he been?
He's been good. He's sad to have missed today, but he's loving the new job, so everything's going good.
Great. That's so great. I'm really glad this transition has gone smoothly for y'all. I know it was a little bit of a rocky start, so I'm glad you are getting there.
Absolutely, me too. It's nice that it's been getting easier.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. How are the kids, Nora and Caleb? How are they doing?
Doing good, doing good. Nora started playing the flute, and so she's been really excited about
Oh,
that.
how
And
fun, how
yeah,
fun.
Caleb's doing great. Kids are good.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, I bet you're almost ready for this semester to be over. I bet to get at least a couple weeks break.
Absolutely. I am ready for some relaxation and to just time to myself.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad. All right. Well, I won't waste your time here. So let's just jump right back into where we left off last time. So we finished up last time talking about y'all's investments. And today we'll be starting off with retirement planning.
Okay.
Alrighty, so just a couple of assumptions from what y'all provided for us. Your Social Security retirement age is 67 for both you and Tom. Tom does not want to retire later, but you would be somewhat willing to retire later. We do know that you would need approximately 70% of your current earned income in today's dollars when you do retire. Your household risk score is 73. You are willing to invest in a moderately aggressive portfolio to fund your retirement goals. You both expect to live up to 100 since you both have longevity in your family and do not have any major health issues. And you believe that Tom's income will inflate at 2% annually while yours inflates 1% annually. And you do not want to deplete all your assets over your lifetime. And then your goals that you have provided for us as a family, you would like to retire by the age of 67. You want to be self sufficient throughout your retirement. You have also mentioned to us that you would like to downsize and purchase a new, smaller home here in Lubbock once you both retire. And you also want to leave a financial legacy for your children equaling 2 million in today's dollars. You wish to travel internationally every 2 years once you have retired as well, totaling 8 total trips. Does that sound correct to what y'all were giving us?
Yes, it does. Yeah, you've got everything put very good there. Yeah.
Okay, perfectly. So we will start talking about your current retirement situation. This is just a little summary of your current retirement accounts. It just highlights the amount that each of them has, and it shows the total assets, which comes out to 968,000 for your retirement assets. So you are currently contributing to your ORP account and your 557 account, but you are not contributing to your 403B account. Is this correct?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, perfect. And then Tom, from what we know, is that he stopped contributing to his SEP IRA account earlier this year since he started his new job. So he will not be able to make contributions to that. And then Tom also has a zero balance in his 401k retirement account, but this is because we got these balances at the end of last year, and he started this position at the beginning of this year. So by now he should have a lot more in his account.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, and Tom, he is currently contributing 5% of his salary. His employer will match 100% of his contributions up to 3%. Then after that, 50% from 3 to 5 for percent of his salary.
Can you go over that again really quickly?
Yes, so
Maybe just a little slower.
yes. So, with Tom's contributions to his 401k, his employer won't match it fully. So, they will only match it fully to the 100% up to 3% of his salary.
Okay.
From
Okay.
3 to 5%, they will only match 50% of his contribution.
Okay.
Okay. Does that make a little bit more sense?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Okay, perfect. And then, so you are contributing 6.65% of your salary to your ORP retirement. And they also match 6.6% of your salary. So that's a really good match that they have going on. You're pretty much maxing out the most that you can from that. And then your 457 account contribution is $960 per year.
Okay.
And you also mentioned to us that you have also saved $3,300 to your HSA account this year.
Yeah, all looks right.
Alrighty, so then moving on to your Social Security, you both wish to retire at 67, but you are somewhat willing to retire later, is what you mentioned to us. Is that correct?
Yes,
Okay,
it
and
is. Love my
we
job.
and we do know that Tom does not want to retire any later than that.
Yes,
Okay, so with your Social Security benefits, you can start receiving these at age 62. However, by waiting until you reach your full retirement age, which is at age 67, your benefit will be significantly higher. So if you were to receive your benefits at 62, they would be about 30% lower than if you would have waited until age 67. So this reduction is also permanent and it will continue throughout your entire retirement.
Okay.
So this is just a little example of what your Social Security benefits would look like if you take them out at your full retirement age at 67. So for Tom, his first year benefit would roughly be around $47,683, while yours would be $41,119.
Okay.
And this is just a little example, a little snippet of what it would look like. And then moving on, we also went ahead and calculated your retirement living expenses and how much it would come out every year. And from here, we just broke it down from monthly to annually. And it's just all of your expenses that you have told us. These can change, but from the information that you gave us, this is what we came up with. So when planning for your retirement, it is important to know how much money you will need for your day-to-day expenses. So the more accurate your retirement expenses are, the more likely you will be to maintain your desired lifestyle and keep living how you have been. So from the cash flow sheet, we were able to calculate an estimate of what your retirement expenses may be. So expenses such as your mortgage and your student debt payments, they have been left out due to them being paid off by the time you both retire. So we calculated your annual retirement expenses to be $125,370, which includes both fixed and variable expenses. You both wish to retire at age 67 and are both expecting to live until age 60, meaning that you would need your money to cover your expenses for 34 years. So with that said, you would need roughly 4.2 million to cover your retirement expenses from the point of retirement to the end of your plan. So with the information that you have given us, we run a Monte Carlo simulation, and this is just a what if. It runs 1,000 trials of your current plan and gives you a rate of success. So this helps us and you see how your portfolio will perform under different circumstances. This could be from good markets, bad markets, and everything else in between. So these results are a range of potential outcomes that show how likely you are to achieve your desired goals. So from the information and data that you have given us, we can see that you currently have an 11% probability of success, which means in only 11% of those scenarios do you reach all of your financial goals that you have mentioned. And this also means that in 89% of those scenarios, there is a risk of you running out of money and not reaching those goals. So this may indicate that we may need to make some adjustments to help improve your chance of success. Even though the future is a little uncertain, by preparing it and just being a little bit more ready, you can feel confident and just have a peace of mind knowing that your goals will be reached.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. And I definitely, you'll have to excuse there's some noise outside, but I definitely want to have a plan in place and
Yeah.
see if we can't, adjust and reach those goals.
Yeah, of course, of course. That's pretty much everyone's goal in life, you know. You have these set goals, you want to reach them by the time you reach retirement, and
Just make sure we're taken care of best we can.
exactly, exactly. And that's what we want for you. So from there, do you have any questions about the stuff that I just went over?
Not so far.
Okay,
I think that was all pretty clear. You were
okay,
very clear there. And so, yeah, I
okay.
think we can move to the next section if that's okay.
Okay, perfect. So from there, we will go into your recommendations for your retirement.
Okay.
So we will start off with, so since you are a little bit more willing to retire later, we do recommend that you push back your retirement by 3 years and retire at age 70. So you will continue working at Texas Tech as an associate professor. Um, so by delaying your retirement, your Social Security benefit will increase significantly. The Social Security Administration provides the delayed retirement credits, which you can gain for each month you work after you reach full retirement age. And this ends just 1 month before you reach age 60. So this will pretty much be the full 3 years that you get these credits for. And so these
Okay.
credits increase the amount of your benefit you receive each month. So by gathering these credit for 3 years, you
Oh,
boost, bless
excuse me.
you. Okay, so by boosting your monthly benefit by, it'll boost your monthly benefit by 8% each year. So it'll boost your benefit by 24% in the entirety of those 3 years. So it will
Okay.
provide you with a higher inflation adjusted income for life.
Okay. Okay. That
Okay,
makes sense.
so working a few extra years will also allow your retirement assets to grow for a longer period of time as well. So this can result in an increase in your total retirement savings. And that's the goal, just for you to be able to hit more of those financial goals that you and Tom both had. So you can continue to make the contributions, including catch-up contributions, once you reach age 50 throughout these 3 years to maximize your future financial security.
What is a catch-up contribution?
So a catch-up contribution, this is just like a little helpful from the government that gives you, it depends on which account, but most of them give you at least $1,000 that you can put into your retirement account on top of the maximum. And this is only allowed for some accounts, it's not for all of them.
Mhm.
And usually it's by the time you reach age 50.
Okay.
So age 15 moving forward, there's usually catch-up contributions, which you can just add, which will be beneficial for you since you will have more money in your retirement accounts.
Okay.
Yeah,
Perfect.
of
Thank you.
course. So retiring at a later date also reduces the number of years you will need to rely on your retirement savings. So these delays and withdrawals can help you stretch your assets over a longer period of time, also reducing the risk of you running out of money during your lifetime and providing you with a little bit more financial security.
Yeah.
So with that, you will also be able to keep your current health insurance through your employer. This will reduce your out-of-pocket costs and allow you to delay your enrollment in Medicare, which can be a little bit more pricey compared to just sticking to your insurance plan with your employer. So how will you need to do this? So you will need to inform your employer of your plans at retiring at a later time. From there, they can inform you of your options for these additional years. You can elect to delay your Social Security benefits by either calling, visiting, or even just writing to your local Social Security Administration office. There's usually I know there's one here in Lubbock that you can easily reach out to. So that should not be an issue to you there. And it is also important to review your health insurance policies with your employer to ensure that you can stay on their plan. So that will be something that you have to discuss with them just to make sure that you can stay on that plan. If not, then we'll have to make a few adjustments to where you would have to get on Medicare before you reach that age. So this shouldn't have a huge negative effect on your cash flow. So you will continue earning your annual salary of $120,000 for 3 additional years. So this allows you to maintain a steady cash flow and reduces the need of having to draw from your retirement accounts. So your investments have more time to grow, which will leave you with a larger amount in your retirement accounts for the years that you need them. All right. And then moving on to the second recommendation. So this is for Tom. Since Tom is not willing to retire any later, we did believe that the best time for him to retire would be at age 67 once he reaches his full retirement age. So by waiting until age 67, he will receive 100% of his Social Security benefit. He won't have to get any deduction on that or even get a lower amount. So this is an important source of income during your retirement. So we want to make sure that you're maximizing on that.
Okay.
So by retiring earlier, he could have a permanent reduction of up to 30%. So just by him retiring a little bit later, this just gives him um, more time and for him to get that full benefit. So this is why we were recommending this.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yes, so he will also, so since he will still be earning an income up until he reaches 67, he'll still maintain a steady cash flow and will also allow you to save more for retirement. And just like how I had mentioned to you about the catch-up contributions, he can also make those into his retirement accounts, such as his 401k and his Roth IRA. These additional savings can help you and Tom be prepared and save even more money for retirement. That way you can have a little bit more peace of mind that your money will not run out.
Mm.
Yes. And while he is working a little bit longer, this also gives you time to focus on reducing any outstanding debts, such as your mortgage or any credit cards, anything like that that you might have before entering retirement. Since
Yeah.
you won't have that steady income that you did from your job, it's important to try and get all of your debts out of the way, just so you're not worried about that during that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Money coming in versus going out.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Alrighty, so how he can do this, he will just continue working at XYZ Corporation until he reaches the age of 67. Once his retirement date is a little closer, that's probably when he needs to inform his employer of his plans. But for now, just keep on working. And shouldn't have a negative effect on your cash flow. On the contrary, he will continue making 175,000 until he reaches age 67. And like I said, will just give you that steady cash flow, give you more time to make some payments on stuff and save as well for retirement.
And so are there ways that we're able, like if we have bonuses and things like that, to
Mhm.
put extra money into these things?
Into your retirement accounts?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. If you have any extra money, I know there is some maximum limits that you can reach, but as of right now, with your current situation, I don't think you're even near the maximum contributions for some of these.
Okay.
So it would definitely be beneficial for y'all to, if y'all have the extra cash lying around, then yeah, I wouldn't see why not.
Okay.
Yeah,
Perfect. Thank you.
of course. Alrighty. So did those two sections make sense? Are we good on
Yeah.
those?
Yeah, that
Okay,
was my only question from there.
perfect. Okay, so we will move on to the recommendation about when you should start receiving your benefits. So for Tom, we decided he will be receiving his benefits at age 67, and you will start receiving your benefits at age 70 once you retire.
Okay.
So, like I had said earlier, since he is waiting until his full retirement age, he will receive 100% of these benefits, and which is the best case scenario since we want to maximize on that benefit.
Yeah.
And then since we recommend that you wait 3 years to retire and start receiving your benefits, you will receive that 24% increase on your monthly benefit amount that I had mentioned earlier. And this will just help you have a significantly higher total income over your retirement period compared to claiming your benefits early.
Okay.
So this will just reduce the need of you having to draw from your retirement accounts,
Yeah.
allowing them to grow for a longer period of time. Okay. So how you can both do this, you can delay your benefits by contacting, again, the Social Security Administration office. You can, like I said, call, write, or even visit them, but they should have that all figured out for you.
Do they need to know why we want to delay benefits or anything like that? Or is it just we kind of straightforward with it?
No, yeah, it's not really, they don't really need too much information, but if you need to explain, you can explain. They're not going to tell you no for it. It's one of those situations where it's more your choice about it.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Alrighty. So if Tom decides to retire at age 67, his estimated first year benefit would be 47,683,000, and Adriana, yours would be $50,988 dollars. So this is a significant increase from where it would be if you both decided to retire at 67.
Mhm.
And so this totals your lifetime benefit to roughly 3.2 million.
Okay. So still not quite at the 4 that we needed.
No, but this is just from Social Security
Oh,
benefits. So
okay.
this is not including all the money that you have saved in like your retirement accounts and everything like that. This is just the
Oh,
benefit that you will receive from the Social Security Administration.
yes. Okay.
Okay, yes. And from here, I just added a little chart where you can see the different amounts at the different times if you were to retire earlier, if Tom was to retire later. And so you can kind of see, obviously, the best would be if you both decided to take your benefits out at 70. But considering that Tom wants to retire a little earlier and we don't want to be without that income for those 3 years, this is why we went this way. We didn't want y'all to have to change any major lifestyle or anything like that.
Thanks.
Alrighty.
Thanks.
Okay, so moving on to health insurance. So we do recommend that you continue staying on your family health insurance plan until you retire. So this way you don't have to pay that Medicare cost. So you can both stay on there until you reach age 70.
Okay.
So we recommend this usually because employer-sponsored plans provide a more comprehensive coverage than Medicare. They
Yeah.
especially for certain services like
Through the university. Yeah.
yeah, such as dental, vision, prescription drugs. They also often have lower premiums and out-of-pocket expenses.
Mhm.
And um, since Tom is no longer working and stuff like that, we don't want your health insurance to go over the roof on that. So
Got
this
it.
is why we believe staying on your employer health insurance will benefit you and allow you to save more money as well.
Health insurance is something I never really considered for retirement. So this is,
Yeah,
I'm glad
yeah,
we're
because
doing this.
you don't really think about that kind of stuff, but it's just something you have to think about because it will
Yeah.
be
And
an
you're going to
expense for
need
you.
more. Yeah.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
sure.
for sure. For sure. So how you can go around doing this is you would just need to inform your employer again of your plan to continue on their health insurance until you reach age 70. And you will inform them that it is both you and Tom staying on this plan. And
Is there
one
any kind of issue doing that, or is that something that's common?
It's very common. You shouldn't have any pushback on it. But it varies with employers. But I mean, Texas Tech is really good. So I wouldn't
Recommend.
assume that they do that. Yes, I would not assume that they do that. So, but it is something to contact your employer about. Okay, so once Tom retires at age 67 and you continue working, your healthcare cost will come out to roughly 4,200 annually. And then once you retire, your and both transition to Medicare, your healthcare costs will come out to 9,902 annually. So you can see there's a pretty big jump there, which is why we recommend to stay on it as long as possible.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so this will have a little bit of effect on your cash flow, just considering the difference in amount once you reach Medicare. But since you will also be able to save a little bit more, this gives you some more time to save and not feel so stressed out about it.
Yeah. No, yeah, I see the benefit in that.
Mhm. Okay, moving on to tax planning.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a few assumptions about this. You are married filing jointly. Texas does not have a state income tax, and you are in the 24% federal marginal tax bracket. You want to make purchases that are the most beneficial in terms of taxes, and you want to use tax advantageous retirement accounts. All right. So tax planning is a crucial part of a financial plan, considering the impact taxes can have on a family's overall financial well-being. A lot of people focus mainly on earning and saving, but they sometimes overlook that effect that taxes can have on that income. So by just being a little bit more aware of your situation, you can optimize your tax strategy. That way you can make the most out of it. And below, we have just included a sheet where we calculated your taxes for you with the information that you have stated. And this is all have been sent over to you if you wish to see it more in detail.
Thank you.
Of course. So let's move to our recommendations with this, which will be whether you will take the itemized deductions or the standard deductions. So what we believe that it is better for you to take the itemized deductions just because of how much of a difference it is from the standard deduction. Your itemized deduction came out to roughly 52,000, while the standard deduction is roughly 2,900 $200 for married filing jointly. So a huge difference in that could give you a tax break on that.
Yeah,
Okay.
certainly.
Yes, yes, big difference. And from here, we just provided some examples. That way you can see the difference in the itemized compared to the standard deduction. And again, I have sent you this information if you would like to review it a little bit more.
Yes.
Okay, so moving on to the second recommendation. We recommend maximizing your 401k account by contributing more since you're no longer able to contribute to your Roth IRA. So the 401k contributions are pre-taxed and they will not be taxed until withdrawals are made. This will lower your taxable income for the year, and contributing to this account can act as a security blanket so you do not have to go into a higher tax bracket as well. And like I had mentioned earlier, Tom's employer does match 100% of 3% of his salary, then 50% up to 5% of his salary. So we do recommend maximizing this just so you are able to have more financial security in the future as well.
Okay.
Okay, moving on to the third recommendation. The inherited IRA that Tom received from his mom will have to be completely withdrawn by the end of 2034, which is in 10 years. So you have 10 years to withdraw the entire amount from that. So the first
Why
15,000.
do we have to withdraw it within 10 years?
Because it's an inherited IRA, so it's just a rule that they have for those accounts. Since it's inherited, you're not able to make any contributions or anything to it. So since by withdrawing it, you're able to put that money into other investments, which then will grow.
So just
Yeah,
move it into a more productive account.
exactly, exactly.
Okay.
So we do recommend taking even withdrawals out for the next 10 years. So you will need to withdraw 25,000 every year to completely withdraw all the money from this account.
Why do you recommend the withdrawals across time? I'm not super familiar with this.
Okay, so if you were to take all of that money out at once, if you were to take that, it would increase your tax bracket. So you would go into a higher tax bracket, which means you would have to pay more taxes. So obviously we don't want that. And this keeps you in the same tax bracket without having to do that.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay.
of course. Of course. Okay, and here's just a little chart that we provided that you can see the amount that you will have each year up until 2034. Okay, moving on to the next recommendation. We do recommend making contributions to a donor advised fund with your Tesla stock. So by donating 75,000 worth in shares, you will receive an immediate income tax deduction, and including charitable contributions of $25,000 cash made this year, your total charitable deduction would be 100,000.
Okay.
So this would bring your itemized deduction to 127,000 and your taxable income to 143,000. And how you can do this, you can open a Fidelity Given account, which takes less than 5 minutes to complete. And once that account is created, your donation of the Tesla stock will generate an income tax deduction in its full fair market value. And so this donation of the Tesla stock will decrease your current net worth, but it will have no effect on your current cash flow. And here is just a little snippet of your charitable contribution of the Tesla shares and what it does to your itemized deductions. Okay, so we are moving on to the next section, which is estate planning. So this is the last part of the plan. And just some assumptions that we made are that your funeral and administration expenses are assumed to be about 10,000 per person in today's dollars. And to prepare some goals are to prepare for unforeseen events, such as you or Tom unexpectedly passing away, and that can impact your family's financial situation, which is what we do not want to happen.
Yeah.
So as of right now, you currently do not have any estate planning documents. Um, your estate currently falls below the federal estate tax exemption, which is currently 13.6 million. However, in the coming year, they will be changing the federal estate tax to 7.1 million. So as of right now, or as of the following year, your household will have a 14.2 million federal tax exemption. So there's currently no reason to worry about this, but in the future, if that were to change and your assets grow that much, then this is something that we can revisit to see what the best option for you would be.
Okay.
And here we are just discussing a few different of the uh, estate planning documents that we will get into the recommendations. Just a little further down and it's right here. So our first recommendation for y'all would be to establish a will. So this is very important for various reasons. It allows you to designate guardians for your children in the event of your untimely passing. Without a will, a court will decide who will take custody of your children, and this could be a little bit conflicting considering it might not be what the person you expected him to be. So
Yeah.
this is
I,
one of the main reasons we believe this is important for you.
yeah, we've discussed doing that here soon because of
Oh,
the kids.
good.
So,
Oh, good. I'm glad.
yeah, it's no one wants to think about it, but you
Yeah,
certainly
of course.
have to when you've got kids.
You
So,
have to think about this stuff. I know it's terrible, but the more prepared you are, the better, the more peace of mind you will have in the future.
yeah.
Okay, so to do this, you will need to consult with an attorney specializing in estate planning. So there are several ones here in Lubbock that you can discuss this with, and we also have some people we can recommend to you as well. And usually the typical cost of working with them ranges from anywhere from 300 to 1500, depending on how many estate planning documents you will need from them. Okay, so the next thing we recommend is for you to establish beneficiaries for your accounts. So currently right now your beneficiary is surviving spouse. So this means if Tom passes away, you, Adriana, would have full access to those accounts. And if you were to pass away, then Tom would have full access. But however, you do not have a contingent beneficiary. So this means that if you both passed away, your account would go into probate and that the state would decide who gets access to those accounts. So again, this could be a little bit of an issue with you considering it might not go to who you originally wanted it to go to. So this is why we recommend you getting these documents in order.
Okay. Yeah, this is definitely something I will bring up when we talk about the will.
Yes. So we also recommend for you and Tom to both get a medical power of attorney designation of a healthcare agent. So these are the people who are in charge of making your health decisions if you were incapable of doing so. So we feel like this is important because some people may know your wishes, but they might not to what you actually want to do. So this is why we feel it is important for both you and Adriana to get them. So they aren't too expensive to get this document done. It ranges anywhere from 150 to 400, just depending on the attorney.
Okay.
And I had mentioned that it was important for Adriana to get one as well. And then moving on to the recommendation of creating.
Sorry.
Yes,
Let me ask. Um, Medical power of attorney, would that not just be me for my husband and him for me?
you can do it that way. You can
Okay,
do it
some
that
people
way,
do that
or
differently.
yes, since not everybody is married, they would have to put a different person, or if their spouse has passed away, then they put their kids. It just depends
Okay,
on
okay. I
who
see what you're
you
saying.
wish to put. Yes, yes. Great question. Okay. So we do recommend you creating a revocable trust. Um, so this
Revocable.
A revocable trust. Yes. So this will designate a trusted family member or friend to administer the provisions of your trust until your children reach the age of 25. So this just means that if you or Tom were to pass away early before the kids reach a certain age and you don't want them to have all of those assets at once, this gives somebody they can control those assets to where the kids won't get them so soon and just be a little bit more responsible with those.
Okay.
So this it's also just to safeguard your property with the objective of increasing the value of your assets as well.
All right.
And so how you can do this, just the same thing, just contacting an estate planning attorney, and it ranges anywhere from 1,500 to 2,500 here in Texas.
All right.
Okay. And I believe the last recommendation we have for you is to choose a financial power of attorney. So just kind of similar to the medical, the financial power of attorney is going to be in charge of managing your finances if you are incapable to do so. You can do your spouse, or you can do family friend, family member, just anybody who you trust to manage your finances. So they will be in charge of making continuing payments to mortgage, student debts,
Mm-hmm.
have access to your accounts, anything like that.
Okay.
And so we do recommend this because unforeseen things can happen, and this would just give you a little peace of mind knowing that your family and your assets will still be protected if something were to happen to you.
Yeah.
Okay, and that seems that we have reached the end of the plan. Do you have any questions for me?
Not just off the top of my head. I think I interrupted you with all of my questions.
No, I'm
I'm
glad
definitely
you did. I'm glad you're able to voice your questions. It's important for me to be able to answer those for you. So I'm glad you had some for me.
absolutely. And I'm gonna go over this whole thing again with Tom
Okay.
later. And so, I'm sure that he will have an abundance of questions that I
Yes.
never would have thought of because, he does lots of this for our family.
Yes,
So,
yes, of
yeah.
course.
Shame
Well,
he
of
couldn't be
course.
here.
Yes. Well, if you come up with any questions or anything crosses your mind, don't be scared to reach out. I can definitely have those questions ready for, or those answers ready for you by the next time we meet, which should be in about 3 months, I believe, is when our next date will be. So
Perfect.
just have everything ready for me. If any questions, any changes or anything, you have my number and you can reach out to me.
Perfect. Thank you so much for meeting with me today and for this detailed plan. That was very thorough, and I'm glad because I don't think I could ever repeat all of that to Tom.
I'm
I
glad this was
appreciate it.
helpful. I'm glad this was helpful for you. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to meet with me.
Of course. Thank you, Daisy.
Okay, thank you. I'll see you later.